What's that? What's that?
I don't know. Something you smell very bad.
Uh-oh.
Heavy period.
Oh God.
Girl.
Oh God. Oh God.
I don't understand this girl who are still wearing these things. You know, and never Isaac, Christine, they were wearing the nappies. I couldn't stand to feel the blood coming out of my pussy and staying against my pussy all the time. Yeah. So that's why I always use tampon, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, they would seem to be more comfortable.
But hygienic as well, you know, equal internal.
Mm. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the afternoon children's hour. And that's a little lesson there for children about how we use our tampons. Okay. I can go with you, put this in the car. Boy, oh boy, that was busy. Over 400 with the black. Doesn't feel like it, doesn't feel like it.
Again, no?
Yeah,
If you come from Friday to now.
780, but with the black it's more like closer to 900, I suppose.
7 and Friday night.
I don't count Friday, I just
No, but it's
Saturday.
compared to last weekend when I sent for my brother and sister.
Yeah.
Alors.
Yeah.
You've got some light to switch off there, huh?
Yes. Did you turn off the air conditioning?
No, I didn't.
Don't hear it. I don't see it. Oh boy.
Put that in the window, no, for the weekend?
Yeah. I'm gonna go in the sun.
Yeah, sure.
David Petit. Tu peux partir, me t'appelle. Lovely. I was thinking how, because we're efficient, because we would have to be after 10 years, you know.
Yeah, know the joke.
But can you imagine if you'd sold the Connemara to a young couple like us, and they hadn't worked in that before, and you're training them up, you know, and it was a day like this, it'd be funny to see it through the eyes of someone who's,
Beginners?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be kind of acting as supervisor, and I'd be kind of supervisor, and you'd be telling them what to do, and you'd be helping out because they'd be probably, and then you'd see just how.
But you have to be careful not to supervise people who just bought the business because they could take it wrongly. But yeah.
Well, let's say they ask you to, but I'm just saying. Then you'd see how difficult it is at the beginning. You know, people looking at the menu, the guy trying to cook. You know, looking at the stuff, the girl getting the orders, not remembering stuff, and you kind of having to go. You need to. It'd be fun to see it through beginner's eyes like that. The panic.
Yeah, maybe one day will happen.
Then it'd get all panicky, you know. Customers would be getting fed up. And then I'd have to say to the guy, do you want me to step in and help? And he'd be like, yeah, please, yeah. So I go, okay. And you'd be the same, yeah. Shall I do the next table? The girl would be going, yeah. And then we'd feel like superheroes.
Just for one day.
It's tricky enough to get the balance right, or it can be. I mean, I don't think about it much, but because the idea is you can try and get the crepe onto the creperie as quick as possible, you know, so you always have something cooking. But if you put the pastry on and then the egg, let's say, and then you're doing other things and you're doing the other crepe, blah, blah, and then you haven't opened the tuna and you haven't even made the sauce, by the time you get to the tuna to put it on, the crepe is already starting to brown underneath. So then you have to take that off. And then you're struggling with now I have to reheat it, and it's getting tricky, you know.
Did you do that?
No, I haven't really had. That's very seldom happened to me. Once or twice I had to take stuff off because it's like they're cooking too quick, and the spinach is like got 5 minutes left to cook, you know, something like that. So I have to keep that in mind when I'm doing stuff, and it's kind of automatic. You don't think about it. Because I like to do them well, but there's a limit, you know. You can't, if you overdo them completely, they'll be like biscuits. It'd be like that cutting them.
Oh, yeah.
That was the sound effect of biscuits. I hope that woman is happy. I miss her in her chair.
Wherever she is, yes, she was always out. She really made use of her garden and outdoor.
We're going to see someone else move in there. It's
Depending if the family sells the house or not.
a nice place for two, isn't it? Big garden in the back.
We'll be back each time someone walk on the street.
So, shall I put my bag in the passenger seat? Would that be easier
So to remember to bring it with me?
for you to bring it in?
And I'll join you. I'll give you a bit of advance.
Yeah, do come.
Start.
Come with Tuco.
See you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm walking, talking. Yeah. Fuck, huh? Quoi couldn't remember how to do that. Heavy. Okay, let's remember to speak, because otherwise we're kind of recording nothing. Nothing. So today is, let me just get this out, get this right. Let me check on my other phone here. Today is, it is 3:30. And it is Sunday the 9th of February 2020. The 9th of February. My little microphone is bouncing a bit. I wonder if they're good. How about like that? I like this microphone. It's much better one than the Philips. My right hand lace is looking dangerously like I could step on it. So when I get to the appropriate chair where I can sort it out. That's got to be the most boringest piece of information a person could give. And I shall continue. Here I am, going to sort out the lace. It's not that easy. Not that easy. The laces in these things they're crazy. They're about half a mile long. I mean, ridiculously long. And so they keep overhanging, and then you stand on them and they open. Sunday, the 9th of February. The microphone is jumping a little bit. I'm just wondering if that creates any sound problem. Let's have it more zipped up. Sure. Oh, seems a bit still. I've got this thing zipped up right up to the mic. Okay. It is a Sunday. I'm seeing quite a lot of people around out walking. So I may meet some people on the way back. Busy Sunday in the Connemara. We were full. Kept actually turned away a few people. It's really hard to imagine a time when I won't be talking about the Connemara like this. Sure. A time when we won't be working there anymore and I won't be saying the Connemara was really busy today. Stuff like that. A time when I won't be collecting money, TK restaurant things. I won't be doing the banking. We won't have lots of cash lying around. I kind of wish we could get to a format where we just worked every morning. And then Flo was happy and able to do whatever she wants for the rest of the day. So that there would always be that source of kind of money coming in. Even if it was considerably less. I think when all's said and done, if you were open most mornings, you would be making, well, it'd be a considerable addition to any kind of pension or any other asset that you had. Could still be a couple of thousand a month. Yeah. I guess that feeling changes from week to week. The feeling of not being in the Connemara anymore. In the one sense, it's maybe can be a bit adventurous to think you'll be doing something else. Although the way my frame of mind is at the moment, the last thing I'd want right now is to stop working in the Connemara. It's just got too many advantages and hardly any disadvantages. Not for me, anyway. It's easy money. That's what I should say to Flo. I wish I could get that across, but if money is raised, she tends to be of the opinion that money is not important as such when it comes to changing your life if you're really unhappy with the routine you've got. And I don't think she's that unhappy. I mean, I think over time, most of the time she's quite happy in the Connemara. It's easy money. That's the thing. Easy money. I kind of left it in the lap of the gods, so to speak, because I believe we are up for sale in the Bon Croix. And yeah, the Bon Croix. I don't think it's anywhere else, and so there's always a chance someone's going to come along and pay the full amount, although we've been there for a while. We tried to sell before, and to be honest, we haven't had all that much interest. And I tell you, it's a kind of strange thing. As more time goes by, the happier I am with that. I'm kind of happy because it's for sale, and that keeps Flo happy, because there's nothing more you can do. If you want to sell, you put the thing up for sale. And we've done that, so she's content with that. And I'm content with, or at least I'm in no hurry for anybody to come forward. And if someone does come forward and they say, well, you're asking for 68, I'll give you 40. I'd be very, very happy to say, no, absolutely not. We're not in any hurry. It's this fear of what we do next. And that's kind of especially goes for me. There's two things. There's the probable lack of money. All of a sudden doing shopping in Carrefour becomes something you have to think about. Whereas now I just get whatever I want. I don't even look at the bill. Secondly, there's this fact of having more time on my hands, and well, I find it more difficult to get up in the morning if I have to get up to fill out some kind of application form. But there's also a little part of me that is kind of going, who knows, it might be quite fun to change direction. You might actually find that you're not the person you are, and that you might take pleasure or find some pleasure in the process. It might be fun to, get out there and start talking to people, even if it's in French, to start looking for different types of work, wherever. Knowing that, if you don't like something, you just don't go. Buongiorno. You're not the same person you were 10 or 15 years ago. And so, you may enjoy this new chapter, who knows? Hello little fella, what did I leave you outside for? Huh? That was me talking to the brown dog that reminds me a bit of Tuco. The way I talk to dogs when I listen to it back. It's always embarrassing. I hate the sound of my voice. Now, who's coming toward me here? I think it's just the family. When I see a big grouping, sometimes I think it might be the people from the hospital behind me. But I think this is more young people. It is Sunday. My legs are kind of tired already, standing up all day. I believe we're both going to X Tuesday. Flo's got some appointment. Laser treatment. Enjoy. Sometimes I see people, I've never seen them before, and I wonder, where do they come from? I've been walking this way most every week for like a decade. Imagine I would have seen everybody by now. Not the case. I'm about to start my ascent up the hill. I can see two people on the top. Two women, I think. A bit of a struggle, I think, this walk. I'm feeling tired already. John? That's two people that know me. They don't look all that familiar. I can tell by the bonjour. I've passed them a lot of times before. I have no ideas for any video at the moment. No ideas. Right. Got to the top of the hill. Just passing the house. I'd love to see what that house is like from the inside. I shouldn't be too tired because quite a good night's sleep last night. The dog didn't wake us up and I didn't stay up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I went to bed with Flo, so I was probably asleep before 1 o'clock. Watching Netflix on my phone with my Bluetooth earphones. Man, technology. So you've got this very crisp image on the phone because it's it's not the size of a large screen TV, so everything is really sharp on the phone. The image is very clear. And then you've got these headphones, which, even though you're lying in bed and your wife is sleeping beside you, you've got this wonderful full stereo deep sound. Bonjour. Man wearing a cowboy hat. I lost the cowboy hat coming through here in one of my drunk episodes when I don't know, I had some big episodes coming through here once or twice. Once I fell down and people came to try and help me. It's all so vague, that drunken stoomer. And when I woke up the next day, I was missing my glasses as well as my hat. Never found them. I was so lucky I didn't lose more. I always carried a bag on my shoulder, kind of. Always had a bag of some kind. And I never really lost anything. Never lost the bag, never lost anything out of it. I always had it zipped up. I fell on more than one occasion toward the end, a couple of years with the bag. I remember things falling out of it once and me picking them up, but I never ever came home without that bag. It was always, I think it's because it was wrapped around me. The madness of the alcoholic. I don't really have a lot to say today. I'm a bit fatigued. I still like doing these recordings and listening to them at a later date, because it's possible to kind of get a disconnect from yourself, listen to your own ramblings. You can try and learn a bit about the art of disconnecting or disengaging. Brings my mind to that thing about the actors. Somebody having an afternoon playing petanque, I think, and a couple of pastisses. Hello, not the dog, that's a little furry dog. Not pastis the dog, actually, pastis the drink. Yeah, a couple of pastisses. I was talking about the actor, the disconnect that we get from watching a movie, where the actor is acting, and this is all, I think it's very an unconscious thing. It's not something any movie sets out to do. They probably would not, there wouldn't be any intention of having you not believe the actor, because that's the whole point of the movie. But it's just the fact that the actor is saying lines with a certain disconnect. Because, in The Irishman, Al Pacino is not Hoffa. And Robert De Niro is not going to kill his friend. So they're really, they play the part. They can go home and sleep at night. They're not really that. And there's something, I don't mean it in terms of we should be able to kill one another without having any conscience about it. I don't mean that. Who's there? I can't see you. Oh, you're the other little fella. What I meant about that is that there's something that resonates with me anyway, in that if only we could be like the actors. That when it comes to the vast majority of things, we could be detached. Now, I don't know what we'd be detached to. This is the problem when you think about this a bit more, because Steve McQueen might be detached from Sergeant, or Lieutenant Bullet, whoever it is. He's not really worried about Bullet because, well, Bullet doesn't really exist. But of course he is worried about Steve McQueen. He's attached to that. He's got all the inner mechanisms of whatever that real person's story is, and he worries about that. My point is we should be detached from ourselves in the same way that the actor is detached from the part he's playing. I mean, he's trying everything he can to make it appear like he's not detached, like he's the same thing, and ultimately he wants us to believe that, but he's not. Daniel Day-Lewis is not Abraham Lincoln, as much as he can convince himself otherwise. And so if I could detach myself from all the little bits and pieces, you know. But the thing is, if you detach yourself, where are you going to attach yourself? Can you... This is a bit like the Nietzsche thing, when you get rid of all values. Where do you go from there? What do I do? Do I just think of nothing? You know, can such a thing... Would it be... Could that be possible? I mean, how could you think of nothing all the time? Could I just concentrate on the visual data? Perhaps like a baby would do, who's maybe not thinking, just look at things. Again, someone like me, my mind tends to go somewhere, so if I'm not attached to all my inner stuff, then I'm going to float around, and I'm going to probably become, you know, I'm going to start contemplating something else. I guess you could think, what's the nicest thing to contemplate? If you're not attached to your own pettiness, and your mind is free. And so your mind is free to do what? Perhaps one could just think about, well, what am I going to do this evening? What am I going to do for my next video? Maybe that kind of an exercise would be more pleasant than dwelling on annoyances. This doesn't really get to the full, I don't know, the full power of that feeling, that kind of residue of a feeling when I think of the actor. There's such a wonderful coolness, an elegance, a profound inspiration when you watch an actor dealing with a complex situation, but doing so in a most wonderful way, in a most relaxed way, you know. That kind of Anthony Hopkins effect. He has to say something to someone or interact with someone, and it's like his interaction, his movements, his tone, everything is aesthetic. It's like a living, breathing work of art. So maybe you could concentrate on your own character and could say, now that I'm disconnected, disengaged from my doubts and fears and inner inconsistencies or whatever, I could really with a great sense of abandon and a great sense of wonder throw myself into this next situation without any baggage, not minding how it goes. Like, that's what I meant about perhaps if we finish the Connemara and I find myself having to knock the door somewhere and ask somebody about a job, maybe a lot of the problems from the past won't really be there anymore. And with that sense of abandon and that sense of almost a superb confidence, I'll find myself enjoying all these things immensely, because there's no strain and there's no pressure and there's no embarrassment anymore. There's no ill at ease, there's no shyness, because by taking away that link, I'll have done away with all that stuff. So everything would just be, in my mind, I'll be thinking like this is like a scene from a movie. And I'm playing a character and no one really knows, cares for that matter, maybe about what I'm doing and thinking, and underneath it's all about using a certain charm and a confidence and a psychological approach to make this scene as wonderful as you can make it. Would it be possible for me to think of that type of scenario every time I'm in a situation that would have been difficult for me? Would that type of thinking create some kind of transformation in me so that I would find myself being able to do things and engage with people in situations that I wouldn't have been able to contemplate in the past, simply because I've disengaged from my character in a healthy way. And I see all the times, and I see the things in life as just kind of one scene to the next, but ultimately all scenes in some kind of cosmic movie that don't really matter much. Just the effect, just the emotional effect perhaps matters, and when the movie's finished, it's finished. Get something of strength like that from watching people like Burt Lancaster and Steve McQueen. It's the way they interact. There's a kind of a supernatural strength. And when they're doing the scene, it's like, I guess this is part maybe of that enchantment among actors. Because I can put all this into it, I'm not sure it was there consciously in these people, but I can certainly easily imagine Burt Lancaster when he's smiling at the camera doing a scene, that he could easily be saying, you see, this is somebody in total control of his faculty. Someone who's looking at a camera, got all these lights on me, all these people in front of me, all this tension. But I'm completely relaxed, completely at ease. I have no doubts. I don't take it all that seriously, and that relaxation and that serenity and that confidence is what comes through in some kind of a supernatural way through the screen. Somehow the essence of a person is carried. And if you've got the right receivers, you can be affected by that. You can gain something from it. Yeah. Buongiorno. Well, that was an interesting piece of conversation. Sometimes when you relaxing, you don't look for anything. You get something, just a thought sometimes. That whole notion of actors and the inspiration it gives me is something I will carry on with, I know. There's much, much more to this than I've got to yet. Just the immediate thing that comes to mind right now is I wouldn't mind watching one of these guys in action. Either Steve McQueen or a Burt Lancaster. I haven't seen these people in quite a while. Maybe I could dust off one of my DVDs. So Flo left at the same time I did, driving. And, well, I don't see her yet. Oh, I do see her now. Oh, man. I need a Red Bull. I'm sitting down in the grass here, listening to seagulls in the distance, and I'm waiting for Tuco and Flo to arrive. They're just a little further down the path. And see if Tuco can spot me without me making any sound. Cuckoo! Hello, fella. I think he knew I was here all the time. He didn't look surprised.
Really? No, because he knows he's supposed to meet you. He's having a break?
Yeah.
Hiding? Oh, my legs are naked. It's funny, I had my
So
tights.
am I.
You
My
know,
legs
my
are
tights,
tired as well.
they were very, you know, my tights for my blood. My legs were not tired, they were fine. As soon as I took them off, I found they're tired. They really helped me to hold on, I think. They compress everything.
They must help the flow of blood.
Yeah. Oh, you walk fast, no? Let's lay down. Let's have look.
I can't. I've got I'm mic'd up here.
Oh, you're recording. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay, Flo. It's natural recording.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, Tuco. He's too busy.
You're sniffing around. Stay around here to go, because we've got cars coming here. Alors là, he's doing the bull. He's got horns, les cornes du cocu. Mais tu n'es pas cocu.
Uh-oh, here comes a tractor. Yeah.
Yes, free. What time did you say we finished at?
3:15.
3:15.
But that was like non-stop from
11:30.
when did the first person came, yeah. Yeah, it was quite busy. I need a Red Bull.
You've got one at home?
I don't think I can get there though. I think you need to go and bring it back.
Yeah. Tuco! Ben alors, et alors toi, où est-ce que tu vas comme ça? You disappear? Hein? You disappear? Look, he's got some little stick there. Huh? You go and pick up the stick. Go and pick up the stick. Allez, ouais. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Ah, oh.
Allez! What?
Good boy. Oh. It's got a long beard as well. Pointed beard now, huh?
Bit like Santa Claus's dog.
USA. Oui, le morceau de bois. Et alors? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Tu manges le morceau de bois? Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Hein? Look at you, how hairy you are. Huh? You can see how long they are there. And normally his hair are not that soft. They're more like sanglier, you know, but because I've been trimming him,
Yeah.
I cut all his rough hair. Hein? I cut all the rough hair. Oh, qui c'est le plus beau? Qui c'est le plus beau? C'est le plus beau. C'est moi tout que le plus beau. I say he slept like that on his weight hair because they all got the shape up like that. Tuco à Popo, il a dit. Il est Tuco a dit à Popo.
That's great, isn't it, to be outside, huh? To be outside. It's like a picnic. Without any food or
Do you
drink.
remember the first time we brought you to the river and you were afraid? Huh? Yes, we thought, oh, he'll be very happy. You remember? What's the name of the river?
Est Blanc?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got little movies and he didn't even put his feet in the water and he couldn't walk without the leash. We had to put
Did
the
we not
leash.
bring
He
him
was
to the
afraid.
Ass River first, no?
Or maybe to the ass first, yeah. Regardez-moi ce petit ventre avec ce petit duvet de poil qui a repoussé. Now it's all soft, yeah. It's all soft after the shaving. It's growing softly. C'est pour ça. Maybe I could look at your ear. Just the ear, huh? Just trim the ear. What do you think? Just to see how he looks. Shave here. Ah, on est bien là, hein? Look at the
Very
tree there.
still, isn't it?
They're already starting to bud. You say bud?
Yeah, get their buds. It's very, very still, isn't it? Here, there's no wind.
Yeah.
Look Look at the clouds, they're hardly moving. Shall we camp here, Tuco? Shall I set the fire? Start making the coffee?
That's the only problem around the river. There is no grass, you know.
No.
No spot comfortable with that stone. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Hein? Qu'est-ce qu'il a, mon pépère? Hein? Tu as vu? On s'allonge comme ça par terre. You know, you used to see us like that, huh? Laying down on the ground. Tu la petite cuisse, ces petites fesses à tout quoi ça. Ooh, the little ass. Ooh, the little ass there. Ooh, ooh. Ain't no girl, ain't no USA, USA.
Ain't getting...
Oh, that's a bike. Oh, that's a bike. What was that?
What's all that about?
Qu'est-ce qu'il a, Tuco?
You ready?
Oui.
Tuco! Tuco! Yeah, good one.
Tiens, je donne mes glasses. Easy. Naturel.
Tuco!
Oh.
Look, Tuco! Allez!
Look what I did. Où il a dit?
Tuco!
Oh.
Tuco! Tuco!
Look there. Look there. There. Oh, there.
Ah. Easy. No, it's best. He wants to keep going, doesn't he?
Oui.
Shall we?
Ouais. On y va? On va à la maison? On rentre à la maison? I'm going to do a coat of latex on Bernard things because I need 6 hours each time between each coat, so it's going to take ages.
You're going to take photographs of Bernard with latex on? Huh? What the fuck? What do you mean? In some kind of gimp suit, like Pulp Fiction, all in black? Is that what you're going to do?
No good. USA.
Right. Here comes 2 joggers.
Huh?
2 joggers.
What?
2 joggers. Bonjour. Just scared the pants off the 2 guys, Tuco. They weren't expecting you to jump out from behind a rock. You just came from nowhere. Didn't you? You came from nowhere. Allez!
I want to play. I
Just
want to play.
too tired to run at this point. And to have a poo. Not you, Flo, Tuco, I mean. I said, don't have a poo? And then you stopped. And I said, no, no, not you, Flo. You can wait till you get home. I've got the bathroom for you, Tuco. So still. Great weather for drone flying. It's too much hassle with my drone. You have to charge everything, get all the apps up and running, record stuff, and then if you're lucky the battery lasts for 3 minutes. It's all finished. But I don't want another one. Seems like the drone thing is gone. Don't see. I haven't a big wish to see things from above anymore. Okay.
Nothing to say. Okay.
I ain't tongue-tied, just don't got nothing to say.
USA.
I'm proud to be living in the USA. USA, USA. Ready to go. We're in the stay and pay USA. So my sweet love can dance another free day. Got another message from one of my Jesus freaks. He said it is the time of the, again, how they know this, I don't know. It is the last days now. Jesus is coming back.
Really?
And he quoted me this thing from the Old Testament. These people, oh God. God is coming back. And as many people that he loves, he also is ready to punish as many more who don't love him. That's again one of these crazy quotes, you know. And I said, well, I can't wait for him to come back. I tell you, there's going to be a massacre. It's about time all these sinners are killed anyway, men, women and children. I think they should be massacred. In fact, I think maybe we should start the job now. We should do Jesus' work now. Let's go. Let's do God's work.
Under your video, you said that?
No, it was
Oh,
on
no,
something else.
yeah.
Let's do God's work. Let's get out there and start.
But people are mad. You should not, because people are take you in first degree, Eddie. So you having
Not my
fun,
problem.
but huh?
Not my problem if they do.
You have responsibility.
They'll have to go to my site and then they can check.
Every word you say have an influence somewhere. So you have that responsibility. And people don't have the same sense of humor than you. They take everything first degree.
There's a sense of humor, but it's also I'm repeating what they're saying in a sense, you know. They're more or less saying God is coming back to kill all the people that don't get, you know. I'm trying to put it in a way that they can just see how stupid it is, how monstrous it is.
But look, your video, that didn't even think. You see how they took it all in the first degree.
Mm.
So.
Can you imagine meeting people like that? God, I'd like, what do you do all day? I read the Old Testament. Really? Ah.
He's got the one hair like that and one hair like that. Look, his face is like he's
Ah, Tuko, you like you've had a mini stroke.
I say he slept like that, you know, against the.
It's like you've had a mini
on the
stroke.
left side, on the left side, and his hair were wet, you know, after the shower.
Bless you. Fella.
Always put a knife for Brad.
Yeah.
I see him running towards us. I run back to him. Yeah! Like that. You see, for example, Tuko is normally careful with the road, but if he was the black cat here on the other side of the path, he just run like a bad one without checking.
Yeah, I know.
And that's how accident happened. Stay here, Tuko.
Well, it's like when I was bringing him for a walk and he was standing waiting to cross the road and he was yawning, he wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah.
And there was cars coming both directions and I just said to myself, all I have to say was, "Allez, Tuko," and he would have just went straight into the middle of the cars. Because he's not, he's kind of waiting for the instructions, but he doesn't seem to be paying attention to what's happening.
Stop. Stop.
Look at the car coming, Tuko.
The big car.
The van.
Stay. Stay.
Oh,
Ah, it's Marc. Salut.
bonjour.
Ah, regarde. Viens dire bonjour à Marc. Ah, regarde. Oh, chut, alors. Bah alors, c'est un copain. Ouais, c'est bien, ouais. Et alors?
It's a little
C'est
friend.
une fille, hein? Ah, c'est un garçon. Chut, Coco. Ah, c'est un terrier, hein.
It's okay.
Ouais, je vois, ouais. Mais lui aussi c'est un tendra, mais... Coucou. Alors? Coucou. Ça va? Ouais. Mais c'est ton père?
Can I get to the dog?
Ah, t'es chez Olivier? Il habite par là-bas?
Coucou.
Montagnac?
It's a friend. It's a nice doggy. It's a nice doggy.
Ah oui, il habite loin. Tu savais?
Good boy.
Dépressif et personne ne savait. Ouais, donc t'as le bourdon là un peu. Ok. Donc tu continues, mais bon,
Whoops.
c'est vrai, voilà. Donc tu montres là.
Sorry, touching the microphone.
Attends, je le repose. Attends, comment? Oh non, non, en général, on part sur la piste à gauche. Stop. Tu montes, tu peux aller en
Tuco. Bonjour. Allez, Tuco. Allez. Allez. Au revoir. Allez. Stay on the path. Stay on the path. Stay. 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 Good boy. Stay. Allez. 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 Good boy. Good boy. Let's wait for Flo. Let's wait for Flo. Easy, easy. Quiet. Let's be quiet. Let's wait for Flo. Here she comes. You ready? You ready? Wait. Wait. Is she there? Ah, we were supposed to.
Little boy Tao, yeah. So they have to meet each other. And then when you go away and you bark at the girl, it was a good thing. Max said, oh wow, little temper. So, yeah.
Barks at everything.
I'll let you put it back with you in the garden. Now I need my glasses to walk here. Did you get that? 2 days ago, a good friend of him, because he's coming from northeast of France, you know? 2
No.
days ago, a good friend of him just
Shot himself?
yeah, in the head.
Hmm.
So he's a bit under shock,
Good way to go.
and he's going up in a couple of days.
Wish I had a gun.
For me?
No, for me. Just get too depressed or whatever. I'll be back in a minute, yeah? Just hang on a minute and then off you go. End the story. Quick. Ta-da! Do you mind if we go back inside, Tuco? Do you mind if I don't play with the ball? Because I'm tired.
He's looking at the ball, then he's looking at you.
He's so quick, isn't he? Everything goes.
Yeah.
Hello. Sure I can't. Can't run after you. Don't have the energy. I don't have the energy. I'm too old now.
Good boy. Down. Easy. Good boy. Okay? Bravo! Allez, ici.
Be good if he could just keep bringing it back and dropping it. He doesn't do that with me.
Yeah, no, but I don't know why he's doing it now as well. Very rare. I was trying to teach him easy, and when you bring the ball, I give him a swing, you know, but easy. Allez, Tuco. Allez. He seems to want to play, so ici. Voilà, ici. Ici. Good boy. Voilà. Drop, drop. Ici. Allez. That's second time she's doing it. He's no mood to obey. You see, just show you that he's a terrier. He's very stubborn. He does when you want. Bravo! Allez,
Let's see if I can do it.
ici.
Ici, Tuco. Ici, ici, ici.
Allez.
Allez. Ici.
Allez, Tuco. Ici. Non, la balle. Va chercher la balle. Voilà. Allez, la balle. Ici. Trying to get it or he's doing his jaws. Voilà. Allez, amène la balle. Ici. Ici. Allez. Allez. Bit hard to ball maybe for me. Allez. Où est la balle?
Ah, it was perfect until I came back. Ah,
Bon,
never
la balle.
mind.
Allez, vite, quick, quick as he's going. Voilà.
Just leave it down. Drop it.
Leave,
Leave
no.
it. Leave. Leave.
Drop. Oui, bien, c'est bien. Là, voilà. C'est pour Eddie. C'est pour Eddie. Oh, pour Eddie. Oh, sneak. Ouais. Bravo. Good boy. Good boy. Ouais.
Must be a bit awkward to carry.
C'est bien, monsieur. Hein? Oh, sorry.
That was us just kicking the ball with Tuco. Up. Ah, there we go. There we go, little fella.
USA and good. All I wanted was my glasses. Only have a glass of.
Got lots to choose from. Okay. How long was that? It was 1 hour and 13 minutes of brilliance. Of brilliance! Right, let's turn off now. Before we go for this evening, we're just going to say goodbye to our two guests. Goodbye, Tuco. Look at you on your face. And goodbye to Flo, who's going to the garden.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye, and we'll see you next
Goodbye.
time. Next time on the EFG show. Adios for now.